What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 53 of C4SVillains. I am your host JB and I am here as always with the Council of Villains, Abe and Steve, and we are here with two very special guests, honorary members of the Council of Villains, my boys, Chris Conkling and RayApollo. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this epic episode of C4SVillains because we got a lot of shit to talk about.
It's going to be crazy. I can't wait for Ray to blow our minds.
Oh,
I've been waiting all week.
Listen, I've been waiting all week too, but no, seriously, thank you for having me back. When we saw the trailer, I messaged the group chat and immediately was like, book me now for the show. Because I want to go talk about this. So yes, thank you.
Motherfucking facts.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
motherfucking facts, yo. So I'm excited to be here again. You know, it's good to that consistency, and oh, I always love it when Chris and Ray are on here. Ray especially, he literally blows my mind every time. So we're gonna see what type of version we get today.
Oh yeah.
Ready for my number one movie of the year that I've been anticipating. I mean,
True.
And
You know, after we did our most anticipated, and I chose the Batman, after this trailer dropped, I texted James and I was like, I've made a mistake.
I mean, fair, yeah.
I just knew that this movie would be insane, especially after No Way Home, especially after 6 weeks straight of reshoots. Like, we knew we were getting something crazy. Like, just from these two trailers, we've seen 5 Doctor Stranges, maybe 6. Like, it's fucking insane. We've seen different Christines. Like, it's going to be nuts. There's going to be a lot of stuff for us to talk about in this trailer. So what are we talking about in this show, guys? On today's show, we will be breaking down the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness trailer number 2, and then we're going to be talking about the Peacemaker finale. Chris and Ray are only joining us for the Doctor Strange review, then they'll be dropping off, and Vash will be joining us later for this part of the review and for Peacemaker later on. So we have a packed episode for you guys. I didn't want to do any other news because I know we're going to spend at least 90 minutes just on this fucking trailer alone, because there are so many theories, there's so many things going on in this trailer, and I can't wait for all of our crazy theories. We're all nerds, and this shit is about to get real sweaty. So let's just dive right into it. So the trailer begins, and we get the voiceover from Strange. Every night I dream the same dream, and then the nightmare begins. Now, I thought this line of dialogue was very, very interesting. Like, what does this mean, right? What does it mean when the nightmare begins, when he wakes up, right? And we talked about this in chat before we started. So the camera pans, it turns, we see a rotting sanctum sanctorum. I thought this was really, really cool to see, and you guys can see it up on the screen right now. We get to see this rotting sanctum sanctorum, and then when Strange goes through the doors, we see this staircase that leads up into who knows what, right? So I thought that was really, really cool. It cuts quickly to a fight at Comertage. We get to see America Chavez tied up in what I think are the bands of Sidorak, but we'll continue to talk about that as well.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, we see Doctor Strange, who I think is unconscious, falling through a star portal from America Chavez, and then we see a Doctor Strange wake up. Right, so I kind of want to stop here because I know we all have like thoughts around this particular sequence. So Ray, I want to start with you. We see Strange wake up in this nightmare, and I got the image up on the screen right now. We see Strange wake up from this nightmare, and yet his hands are perfect. So what does that mean to you, Ray?
So this could be a few things. I mean, this could be where he realized that he fucked up and it worked, which is bad because in every other still we've seen, his hands are scarred because that's the way they are.
Yeah.
And this also could be a dream state via chaos magic as well. There's gonna be a lot of dreams in this. A lot of Inception bullshit is what I can feel. Like I'm getting real. Like there's gonna be dreams within a dream within a dream within a perfect reality type deal. And this is also where we see the watch for the first time, right? The broken watch.
Yeah, with the
And
cracked face.
And that gives me the feeling that yes, this is Strange waking up in a broken reality, straight up. And the hands gave it away for me immediately. I was like, nope, that's not good. And he knows it.
Interesting. Okay, Chris, I'm going to toss it to you. What does this sequence mean to you?
I have similar theories to Ray. I definitely don't think that this is our Strange solely because of the hands. In terms of what Strange it is, I can't really say at this point in time. I don't really have any evidence to support exactly which of the many Stranges this one is. But I watched this trailer several times for this episode. And when I was watching it, we have this whole nightmare sequence as he's like walking and seeing the Sanctum Sanctorum and the stairwell and stuff like that. And I was thinking to myself, like, what if a large portion of this movie is actually from the perspective of a Strange that isn't ours? Like not our MCU Strange with the scarred hands. Again, I don't have anything to support that, but we know that we're going to see a shit ton of Doctor Stranges. And as Ray just mentioned, realities within dreams, within, chaos magic manipulations. So, at least from this opening sequence, we know that this movie is going to be trippy as hell.
That's
Definitely.
what I fucking love to hear.
Abe, hit it.
For me, well, the thing that was dope was one dimension of Nightmare. I know it's been rumored. I'm not going to sit here and say it's confirmed that we're getting Nightmare, but I've always wanted Nightmare.
Clearly, Mephisto.
Mephisto confirmed. But when you look at the Sanctorum, you notice that it's skinnier than his, and it's also one story taller too.
Right.
And it just makes it so interesting. It's like, all right, this could just be, whether it's a dream or just another multiverse with this haunted looking sanctum that it might be mimicking and whatnot.
Yeah, it could be like a premonition,
Could be. And then when you open the door too, you see the long stairway, but you see the statues. One is is male and the other one is female. Like those are just, I don't know what it all means, but those are just interesting differences to note when it comes to talk about sex.
I mean, that could denote Wanda and Pietro if I'm like just bringing it to like a surface level.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It could possibly mean that.
It could be Wanda and Vision. I don't know.
But
if Wanda's the one creating this illusion, obviously we're going to see little tidbits like that throughout the illusion. Because in WandaVision, all the commercials that we saw were her like manifesting her trauma, or Strange talking to her, as Abe just said. So you can't help but like insert little pieces of your personality into the illusion.
Yeah. And for me, JB, I'm with you on the Pans of Sidorak because that has me really, really hyped. Because this, I feel like fans haven't really understood the Sidorak and its connection to the Marvel universe. And this would be so fun to introduce to like even the most casual of fans.
I have a theory about that.
Boy,
do you want to know?
Yes.
You want to know now?
Yes.
So,
come on.
Sidorak.
This is number one, by the way, y'all. This is number one, by the way.
So, and this is far, far just like out there, but potentially possible. Sidorak in this version of the MCU is technically the final form of Wiccan.
Yes.
And Strange has been like abusing his power forever. And let's just say that when they finally come face to face, it's not good. And when Wanda finds out, it's worse. This is what you did to my son.
The final form of Wiccan is called the Demiurge or the some genre like that.
Is the name that I actually don't know.
It's something like that. Demiurge.
Yeah. So and it looks similar to it because of the ribbons and whatnot. Oh yeah, you see, look at it.
They may just be merging those two characters
and
together.
That's what I thought when
in traditional MCU fashion,
Right. Of course.
And that's what I always assume now, is that they are going to combine storylines and characters that make sense, but sometimes don't make sense, and I love it. So that's why I have another character I'm gonna mess y'all up with when we get further down the line. It makes me really happy.
I think with the hands thing, which we all kind of agree that the hands are perfectly healed. And the last time we kind of like saw that mentioned was in What If. What if instead of losing my hands, we lost Christine. And in the first trailer, we do see Christine in a wedding gown walking down the aisle. And it was just kind of like, I don't remember it going this serious. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's, you know what I'm saying? We get perfect hands and then we get a marriage and then he loses Christine. That particular Doctor Strange loses Christine. And I think that'll be interesting to see that perspective. And if not, maybe it's just a dream where he's having a dream where he's getting married to Christine. He loses her in the dream and he's really seeing different Doctor Strange's reality.
Yeah. Steve,
There's
I think
so many
that's super
possibilities.
possible because, I mean, I was on, we talked about What If, right? When the What If finale rolled around.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the highest opinion of What If, but there are a lot of elements in that show that I think are going to be important for this particular movie. However, knowing Kevin Feige and, you know, knowing the promise that he made when they initially started making these Disney Plus shows, which was you don't have to subscribe to Disney Plus to understand what's going on in the movie. I think there's a potential that they're going to revisit some of those plots from What If, at least the important ones in the movie. That way audiences understand where we stand, right? So like the Doctor Strange with the healed hands, what if we are see what I did there? What if we are revisiting that Supreme Strange from the What If television show, but it's the story isn't exactly the same? What if it's tweaked a little bit? So like the Strange with the healed hands that we're seeing walk up the stairs could potentially be him turning into this darker Doctor Strange that we see later on in the trailer, who has like the scraggly beard and is saying like things just got out of hand, you know? So like that's why I said earlier that maybe a portion of this movie's from the perspective of a Strange that isn't our like regular MCU Strange, but I don't fucking know, man. This movie's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, dude, like there's things that are pretty much like right out of that episode, like him staring into the cracked watch and then like Wong like walks up behind him. That's from What If. Him walking outside and watching the city melting, literally melting
From
out
What
of
If.
existence.
Yeah.
Like that's from What If, dude.
Hold
So
on,
it's like-
hold on. Now, is it melting out of it or is it melting to something? Because you see how it seems to form strands.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could be either one, you know? So it's like, it kind of starts in one direction and then like branches off, you know? So it's like, there's so many different possibilities with this, but go ahead and finish your thoughts, Steve.
Oh, no, that was really it for the beginning because I didn't really know too much about the fact that it was like a withering away sanctorium. I just was like, oh, okay. And I didn't have really a theory on that. So hearing you guys' theory on that was, you know, interesting enough. I just really was the hands. The healed hand.
Yeah. So are you guys good to move on to the next part?
Let's do it.
Yeah. So voiceover continues. Strange says, I did what I had to do to protect our world, right? And I love this image, right? It's Strange. And if you look at the ground, if you look at what he's actually looking at, it's a book potentially being the Darkhold.
Yeah.
That's the only book that could be.
Right? The Darkhold, and then those red orbs that's coming out of it, I think those are universes that he's looking at that have kind of branched into each other, that are fractured, right? And then he smashes it back into the book. I thought that was so fucking cool. And then Wong and Strange are talking, and Wong comes in and tells him, you cannot control everything, Strange. You've opened a doorway between universes, and we don't know who or what will walk through it. I love Benedict Wong's delivery of all of these lines. Like he's so amazing.
He's great.
And again, we get that scene of like the city melting away or melding into something else. We get like you guys already talked about, this quick glimpse of the wedding. We keep getting images of like America Chavez and some citizens running away from this creature that I think is Gorath, right?
Yeah,
I think it's pretty obvious that it's Gorath.
Right. Well, I don't know if we're
go ahead, because go ahead. Yeah.
Once again, toys have kind of ruined certain aspects of this, and apparently a Lego set was released, and this character is called Gargantos. So it's not Shuma Gorath or anyone else.
It's not Shuma Gorath.
Gargantos.
I know. I was like, and then when I saw that, I was like, damn it! I wish I had seen that. But yeah, it's not Shuma.
Boo. But yeah, so we get that, and then we get the scene with Wanda meditating, and then she hears, well, in the trailer, we hear Strange's voice, and then it cuts. So like I absolutely love this sequence. We kind of already talked to it, but you guys already said that you thought it was a dark hold as well. Like, what did you guys think about that scene? Like, it's absolutely crazy. Like, do you guys also think that he's looking at fractured universes through the dark hold?
I definitely think it's realities. Like those are all multiple different realities that they're looking through. And I mean, to kind of think about how they get there is like him and Wanda finally like confront each other, and she's like, "I'm only looking for my kids. Like that's all I want in all of this." And I think she comes to him initially asking for help potentially, and then they kind of have a falling out when he sees something that is too dangerous. It's like, nope, can't do this, and he basically reneges on his promise to her, I'm assuming. And so yeah, I'm with you with this. Like, it's definitely different.
So you think
universes.
he like takes the dark hold from her at some point in time in the movie?
Or he tries to. Yeah.
I love that train of thinking because I completely agree, and it you know, we're gonna have to come across this word later on anyway, and I know that's what a lot of people are excited to hear about, given the situation. But the Illuminati, you know, I feel like it's pretty obvious that what Wanda's looking for, her children are probably in the Illuminati, and they're gonna be at HQ. And so that's when Strange was like, "Ooh, I don't know about that one." And he's like, "Oh, but you know who can't know this? That's Shorty Wanda. So let me go ahead and put this shit back, right?" That has me really, really intrigued. But I was just, the cinematography of this entire trailer has been so fun so far, and we still have
God bless Sam Raimi.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my goodness.
Talk about a redemption. I'm not gonna lie, like a redemption with Marvel, like a reconnection, reunited. Yeah, like this is a really good fit. It makes me happy.
Me too.
Yeah, man. Like I love all of this. The score too. The score is really really good.
Oh, absolutely.
By the way, since Abe brought it up, I'm gonna throw it to you now. So yeah, Wanda's going to have her Eren Yeager moment at the Illuminati HQ, and it's because she finds out that they have been keeping her children, not just now, but they have been keeping them from her on purpose, and they've been using their powers to find and take things from other realities, because the Illuminati was essentially what the TVA became to us,
right?
And Kang was like, "No, I don't like this.
Don't go too far. I have a whole thing.
Okay.
Hold on.
I just want to say now, I appreciate Abe and Ray's theories here. I have an alternative theory in regards to these shots, but we're not quite there in the trailer yet. So I don't know if you want me to say it now while we're talking about it, but
hold it, because we're gonna get there right now, actually. So real quick, we cut to Strange and Wanda. They're talking in this field, right? And we get two different versions of this, right? We see it in like this light version, and then we see it in this dark red version. Yeah. And it's like, I kind of want to ask you guys, like, what do you think about that? Because for me, in WandaVision, she was split at the end, right? There was one version of her drinking tea on the stoop. Then there was another version of her with the Darkhold searching the multiverse for her kids, right?
And so we kind of see both of those versions here in the trailer confronting each other.
You do,
know? Right?
Yeah. I do.
But we'll talk about that scene later. The one you should be most worried about?
Exactly.
Right. I think it's the one that looks normal.
Exactly. That is the one.
She's the scarier one.
I want to bring something up though. So right before you see the farm scene, we see Wanda like meditating and floating. So the reason why I think she has sleeves now is because she's used so much of that dark magic that her arms are black. We see it at her fingertips. I think her
are black,
arms. Yeah. I think her arms, because she's used it that much, that her arms are black, and that's why they got them covered up. I think in this trailer.
Great idea.
And I'm like, that means that's going to be to show you the progression of how much she's actually been in this. And she's like, it's like, I am chaos. You get some stuff like that. But absolutely, Wanda, you playing some dangerous games, girl.
I think
we're gonna love the outcome though.
I think the thing with the two Wandas, I think it's going to be one of them actually has her kids possibly, and they had their little interaction with each other. I think they had a fight right there, and I think that the one Wanda that's been looking for her kids is like, I see that you're here, but I want those, and that's kind of where I think that's going to kind of go. I think that's what they're tick for tat, because it seemed like they had been in a little altercation, even though it didn't seem like it was too serious.
Dude, the banister of the stairs is like one half is totally destroyed, so they definitely had
Right.
some type of fight in that house.
I think it's over the kids. It's like she's like, what makes you think you can just take them in a sense? And she's like, I finally found them, and she wants them.
Or Ray, before you go, because I know you're about to shock us, or not that they had a fight and that was destruction from their fight, but what if that was destruction from when that Wanda lost her own kids? You know,
That's what I was thinking.
and as a result, and you know, this because again with the show we do have them split right now, and then she comes over and just like, hey, you know, they might tussle a little because I know how you folks like to tussle with your magics and all that, right? And then finally, it's just like that's why the calm Wanda is so scared. She's like, baby, look, baby, you're not better than me. You're not stronger. You're still being held back. But for you, I'll bring it all motherfucking crashing down.
And we see that later in the trailer with the casual Wanda covered in blood in the headquarters of the Illuminati.
Yeah. So that's that whole fight. That's a whole thing, dude. I can't wait to get to that part. So I mean, they're talking to each other, and Strange pretty much asks her, like, what does she know about the multiverse? And she says that Vision had theories. So she had a conversation with Vision, and yet she decides to do this anyway, and then double downs on it in this movie, you know, because she was searching through the multiverse at the end of WandaVision, and now we see in this trailer that she's still doing it. And dude, she is, I don't know, Wanda might be like one of the main villain of this movie, and we're gonna talk about that.
Dude, I just imagine Wanda and Vision, like their pillow talk is Vision like, have you ever thought about the multiverse?
Right? All of the different possibilities.
Right.
Oh, something to what you just said, James. I personally don't see her as the full antagonist. I see her finally taking control of her life in such a way that it rubber bands, because she's been like under people's control for so long.
Right.
And people have been like, you know, messing with her for so long that it's like, so she overcorrects by doing too much for herself.
Yeah.
And not caring about anybody else. I want her to say the words, reality can be anything I want.
I'm okay with that.
Because it can be. And once she internalizes that, that's when she's dangerous. But is she truly like an antagonist? I don't know, because I feel like I'm going to sympathize with her because of what they do to her and her children.
Oh yeah,
well, like I said,
yeah, so
prior
she's
to
going
us
to
starting
play
to record,
the villain role to everyone else as well.
The sympathetic antagonist.
Yeah, and I feel like we'll see the true big bad eventually. It's just like they're taking advantage of this, you know, quarrel. It's like, well, that was easy. And they're kind of like, well, bloop, I'm gonna do my stuff now. So, but yeah, one note about the house. So Abe kind of said it's like that could be a Wanda who had her kids taken from her. But I also think that this is an internal struggle.
Yeah,
it's the one saying we can't take everything from everybody else just to give to ourselves, and the other one's like, no, they took everything from us. We can take anything from them.
You know, it could be a moment where the two of them reunite and come back together to form this more aggressive, casual Wanda.
That's what I was thinking.
It was
like
her.
The one who has made up her mind.
Yeah,
I choose me. Exactly. That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that, man. Oh god, this is so good. So we get the Mordo voiceover. He's like, "I'm sorry, Steven, but your desecration of reality will not go unpunished." And then we instantly cut to a scene of Strange at Illuminati HQ. We're calling it right here, Illuminati HQ, and he's in these handcuffs that have runes on them, right? So they're mechanical, yet locking him in at the exact same time, right? And then we see the Ultron bots. Dude, we have Ultron sentries showing up in this movie, right? And have so many theories surrounding the Ultron sentries.
Yeah, you
And
know
then-
why?
Why?
Say it,
'Cause
Ray.
Ultron's a part of the Illuminati.
The Illuminati. Thank it. That's my theory.
Or it's the reality where Tony's plan worked.
Yep.
Superior Iron Man.
Tom
That's
Cruise.
so
Tom
that's-
Cruise Iron Man.
I don't know if I would be okay with it, but I want it to be Downey, right? Because I mean, it's going to be something real quick, but I would
I know.
prefer it to be Downey. Because I
I don't
mean,
think it would
same.
be.
Downey also wouldn't want someone else to come in and be called Superior Iron Man. I think he would want to come in just to do
Or
it.
they'll make a joke and he'd be like, "You call me Superior Iron Man." They'll be like, "Nobody calls you that."
So yeah, so like you guys said, I think that these Ultron sentries are from a universe where the Ultron protocol did work. He was able to put a suit of armor around the world and became Superior Iron Man. And then we get this incredible shot of Strange with the Ultron sentries walking up, and then we see these 6 chairs. And then we see one person sitting on the far left. And I think that this is King Killmonger. I think this is a version of King Killmonger from another
Could be.
universe. We see a person, let me pull this image back up. We see a person walking in from the right. I actually think that that's Mordo walking
with
in
you.
with his sword on his back, because
Agreed.
you can see like the dreads as well.
Yeah, I
And
definitely
then-
think that's Mordo. I think the hooded figure is somebody else that he's like walking toward.
Yeah. So I'm kind of going to stop it there, because I did want to take a pause and just kind of go around and see, who do you think will be the Illuminati in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? So Steve, I actually want to start with you, and I want to get your list. Like, who do you think are going to be the 6 members of the Illuminati in the MCU?
Okay, so obviously we got Professor X. Professor X, I think it's gonna be Captain Carter. I think we're going to see Captain Carter. I think we're going to see Mordo as one of them. Killmonger. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Namor is 5. And then I think there's going to be an open seat, because I think, in my opinion, they're actually planning to make this Doctor Strange part of the Illuminati. That's what I think. I have had the theories of Ultron, and I've had Maria Rambeau. Those are 2 of my, I'm on the fence about, because I think that's Maria Rambeau. A lot of people think that that's Superior Iron Man in that little shot. I think that's Maria Rambeau.
We'll talk about that.
But
I have no idea how they think it's Superior Iron Man, but we'll talk
I
about
also
it.
think it's Maria Rambeau.
It's
Yeah.
gotta. I'll be honest.
It's
It's
Maria.
got to be.
Yeah.
It's got. It makes no sense for.
Dude, it looks like
Wanda
she's in
to be fighting
binary
anybody
form.
else.
Right.
Because they
So-
are.
Right. And it's like, why would you introduce Superior Iron Man and then his suit looks exactly like binary? But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, because there's going to be a lot of controversy about that. So we'll get there. But
Merce also, I have thought that this would be a good time to surprise us with John Krasinski as Reed Richards.
Yes.
I think that would be.
It's
I think
possible.
That would be fun.
Dude,
That
would
the
be very
tragedy,
nice.
the tragedy of that, though, I feel, is we would get John Krasinski as Reed Richards in this movie, and then when John Watts goes to direct his Fantastic Four, it's somebody else.
Oh, I would not.
So
like
it would be like, here's your multiversal Reed Richards that's part of the Illuminati. It's not the MCU Reed Richards, though. Like,
I mean,
we got
it's a
somebody
variant.
else planned.
because it's a
Oh
variant,
yeah, he would
right?
definitely be a variant.
Because we have Tom Holland. Spoilers for No Way Home, guys. We know that he has two variants that look nothing like him, right? In Loki, we know that variants can look like him, but a lot don't look like him at all, right? So
And that's
we've
that's
already been
also
set
why
up for it.
some people think Tom Cruise would play Tony Stark in this universe. He's just a variant of Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark.
Especially
that's
since he was, in talks for the role.
Yeah, he was originally
for a
supposed
small
to be
period of
Tony
time.
in the 90s. Yeah.
Right.
So I think it would just be a Downey voiceover. I think through a bot is my
Dude,
personal bet.
if he never lifts his masks,
Exactly.
mask, it's
Yeah.
just a down Iron Man. Oh
He-
my god, that'd be
basically
cool
think
too.
about it. It's the Iron Man that downloaded himself into the suit, and so he can live forever.
Like an AI. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm okay with that.
I'd be okay with
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
That's my guess, but I don't know.
I think
Abe, I'm gonna.
I think they give us Namor because I'm still on the theory that we're going to get Namor in Wakanda Forever. So I think Namor, just showing him really quick, would be perfect.
Hey, what about you? Who do you think's gonna be the MCU Illuminati?
For sure, Namor. You know, I'm been so excited to see.
Y'all really on that one, huh?
I want him. I want him. I really
All right.
do. Then we got Stewart, of course. I do believe it is a superior Iron Man, but I like the idea of it being a bot or Robert Downey Jr. voiceover over a robot because it makes sense given the Ultron centuries that we see. I'm torn between whether that could be, especially sitting in the seat, because the arms do look somewhat slender, but it's like, yo, man, I'm already a blind person, and that joint was blurred out anyway. So like, could that be a woman that was sitting there, or could that be like Killmonger?
When I zoomed in, like I saw what kind of looked like a necklace. Like it looked like a necklace. It was a black suit. Well, I mean, you can't really see it. It's in the dark, but that's what it kind of looked like to me because I'm like, that would be really cool to bring back Michael B. Jordan for a quick role and to have King Killmonger on the Illuminati in the MCU, bro. Like,
It's the what if thing. That's the main reason why I'm kind of like rolling with it because getting those Ultron bots and things like that. I'm really feeling that.
Yeah, you know, also,
it does make a lot of sense.
But
then how did he escape that like pocket dimension? You know,
it's a different one,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, so it'd be a variant of the one that we saw in What If?
Yeah.
That also got access to Ultron technology. If Superior Iron Man is not part of the Illuminati. Yeah. I'm just asking questions. That's all.
No, of course. I mean, it's the multiverse. It can literally go any way.
Which is such the cop out that they could push on and rely on heavily.
But it's awesome. It's awesome.
Any questions? Multiverse, bro.
Can't go wrong with it. Can't go wrong with it.
That's very true. That's very true.
But Abe, what's the rest of your list?
I don't even know how many I've said so far. I'm gonna be real with you. I've just been saying names and just been enjoying this conversation so much. Like, I'll throw in. I hope we get a read. You know, I would love one. And then, shit. Yeah, I guess the last one would be maybe a Rambo because I agree with what you said, Chris and Ray. Just that final fight, you know, like, well, that big fight, it has to be. It has to be. It's coming full circle for me.
It looks like Maria. It could also be Monica.
Yeah,
considering they fought in WandaVision.
Yeah.
So,
but it looks more like Maria.
I thought it was Monica at first, but then that would have to mean that this is a variant of Monica that cut her hair like her mother. But right. I would think, to me, it would be a little bit cooler if it's like, what if Maria Rambeau was the one who flew the jet instead of
if she became Photon,
and then she became
Captain Marvel. Yeah,
Photon Captain Marvel, exactly.
Yep.
So I think that
that's
would be
way
cooler.
Better.
You know?
Well, especially too because the other thing as well is that remember in WandaVision when Rambeau was going through the hex circle and how you saw different versions of her split. What if it could be one of those versions?
When
Rambeau was breaking through the barrier that Wanda had.
When she first manifests her powers,
Because you see different, like one had an afro and all that jazz, and it's like, what if it's one of those versions that pulled up on to be like, hey yo, Wanda, we gotta talk, but not with words.
Ray, what about you? Who's your picks?
So this is fun because I've got like 3 different teams.
Hell yeah!
So I'll give you the first one. So of course, Charles, King Killmonger. I think that it's either the one in the hood could be an Odin or Maria. I think that there is a Groot that is on this council, and
a Groot.
Yes, a Groot.
Interesting.
And last but not least, Nick Fury, and there's a seat empty. I think there's a Nick Fury that's also here. because it's like, of course, the Nick Fury is everywhere. He knows all the secrets, and it's a variant of Nick Fury, but they probably always been talking. Like they learn how to talk to each other at some point. But there's another one in my mind where there's only 4 of them present, and 2 seats are empty, and one is that Kang is gone and Reed went after him. So, and then the rest is Killmonger, Charles, Mordo, and Maria. That's what I'm thinking there. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
You know, real quick, it's interesting that people are thinking that John Krasinski may be Reed Richards. You know, no one thought that maybe Reed Richards is going to be black. Remember that Wyatt Kang is a descendant. So it's like,
yeah,
if I wanted to be the dude who played Chidi so bad,
I'm not familiar.
The Good Place.
I didn't see it. Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
That's kind of like my dream casting for Reed, to be completely honest with you. And he's fucking ripped. So, like, he could do it. He really could. That would be so good.
That would be sick.
Yeah. But are you done with your list?
Yes. I'm going to save the last one for when we talk about something else.
You going to save it? All right. Chris, what about you?
So I was telling James before we started that I had to break my list up into definitely and possibly.
And that's kind of what all of mine are like. My second one was definitely, my other ones are possibly.
Right. So definitely Charles Xavier. We hear him in the trailer and see the back of his glorious bald head. What'd you say, Ray?
I can't believe they gave that away.
Dude, that means that there's way crazier
shit.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like,
way crazier shit. Oh my. Anyway, sorry.
God.
Yeah, I'm glad that they gave that away, because it just means, like James said, that they're way bonkers things are going to happen in this movie. So definitely Charles Xavier and definitely Mordo. But I think Mordo is actually filling the seat for Strange. And I think the Defender Strange that we see in this trailer at the beginning is actually dead. I was telling James before we started that at the very beginning of the trailer, that body that we see tumbling through the star portal with America Chavez has the ponytail. So that means that is Defender Strange. But I don't think he's unconscious. I think he's dead. So in this universe, I think he was a member of the Illuminati, but he died. And I think Mordo is now taking his place as like a mystical member of the Illuminati, because the Illuminati always has to represent like different sects of the Marvel universe, you know? They have to like balance each other out. Like you've Charles Xavier, who like represents the mutants, Doctor Strange that represents all the mystical characters, Iron Man represents like all the human characters, you have Namor, like they're supposed to kind of cancel each other. That way when they vote on something, it's for the good of everyone, right? So I think the MCU might try to do the same thing. So I was also trying to take that into consideration when thinking about who's going to be on this particular Illuminati. In terms of possibilities, I think Steve is dead on with Captain Carter. We see part of her trailer in the official poster, or part of her shield in the official poster. There have been a ton of rumors that Haley Atwell is coming back to play her in live action.
I will never complain about that.
Let me interject real quick. So I'm going to pull up this image from Illuminati HQ. And if you look, there's a person inside of a ring with a sword, right? If you think of What If, she comes through the portal into 616, like with, well, not 616, but she comes through the portal into another universe with a sword, bro. So it could be Captain Carter is a founding member of this version of the Illuminati. It's very possible.
I wholeheartedly agree. We already know that Peggy Carter helped found S.H.I.E.L.D. in like our main MCU universe. So this Peggy Carter, having experienced all these like multiversal things, could have been like, well, the Guardians of the Multiverse have disbanded. I need a team of people to go up against crazy multiversal things as they happen in the multiverse, you know? So she's still under the possibly category, though, considering that she's only rumored right now. And we haven't seen her in any media outside of the poster. I think Reed Richards is a possibility. I think King Killmonger is a possibility. I think it might be one or the other based on those seats. Iron Man is a possibility, played by Tom Cruise. Would they bring Black Bolt in? I know that Kevin Feige doesn't really want anything to do with Inhumans.
I'm gonna be frank. I don't think y'all get anything in Humans.
Probably not.
No, not in this phase. So Vash brought that up, right? So here's my thing. This film is clearly, and well, to my thoughts, right? This film is clearly going to introduce the X-Men into the universe. You're not going to do X-Men and Inhumans at the same time. So I don't think that you'll even tease it. Yeah, to even tease it's like, well, who's this guy? Well, he's an Inhuman. What's that? We don't have time to talk about it.
And then I don't
we also have
go look
Eternals.
up that shitty show. So don't go look that up.
Yeah, definitely don't do
anything
that.
about that. Yeah.
But it is possible because Kevin Feige could take that as an opportunity to be like, well, we're just gonna retcon it. This is a variant Black Bolt. And then, like, later on, we'll talk about Inhumans somewhere else, right? Because it's very possible. But I don't think it happens in this film. But possible.
I don't think so either. Because, like I said, I don't think Kevin Feige wants anything to do with that particular show, at least at this point in time.
I'm with that.
We spoke last time I was on the show when we were doing our most anticipated comic book shows of the year about Miss Marvel not being Inhuman in this version of the character.
Right.
So if that's not Kevin Feige going like, let's just push this to the side for a little bit, I don't know what is. But yeah, so those are kind of all the characters that I think could possibly be in this Illuminati. However, knowing what Marvel does with trailers, all of this could be bullshit. Like the empty seats could be filled seats in the real movie.
Yeah.
I think they are filled.
Or they could be all empty seats, and he's like, I'm putting together an Illuminati, and it's just Professor X.
I mean, you could be
Charles
right.
sitting there by himself.
Yeah, and he's like, these are, and then like you just talk to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange would be the first member, and then later on they add members later on in the universe in the phase.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty much a trial. I think they're all sitting there, and Mordo's like the last one walking in. That's what I think, anyway. I think the seats are definitely filled, and people are just erased.
So I have a question, and I'm asking this half seriously. Okay, if Strange is being put on trial for fucking with the multiverse and making everybody forget who Peter Parker is, on a multiversal scale, he's done this, right? Because everyone forgetting who Peter Parker is the reason why they didn't come through the portals at the end of No Way Home.
Right.
He would be standing in front of the Illuminati, and every single member of the Illuminati would be like, we don't know why you're here, but we feel like you've done something bad.
I mean, since they exist outside of time, it wouldn't affect them, though, right?
I don't know, though, because, like, we don't know the specifics.
That would be the point, though. I think if we have a multiversal Illuminati team, it would make sense if they operated outside of
like the TVA.
confines. Yeah, like the TVA.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm thinking. And it
that
might not even be because, well, it may be a catalyst of the spell, right? Because while it was open, people could have gotten through. Stronger beings could have gotten through before it got sealed up, right? Because we saw all of those silhouettes coming forward,
Venom managed
but
to
some
stay.
of them could have gotten out, right? Exactly. A piece of Venom was able to stay. So who knows what got through, right? So there's a lot of different possibilities. But the choices that I have that I think are for sure, well, I don't know. But for right now, this could change tomorrow. But for now, I think it's going to be Namor, Professor X. I think it's going to be a variant, not from any of the X-Men movies, but potentially the X-Men animated series. I think that would be fucking dope to get that
X-Men
version
97.
of Professor X. It gives Patrick
Especially when they're bringing the 90s one back.
Exactly. That's why I think that.
The logo says Marvel Studios X-Men 97.
Exactly.
What's with that?
Exactly. That's why I think that.
Goddamn, that's
and
it.
it gives Patrick Stewart the ability to play a completely different version that he's ever played before, which I mean he's always been able to perfectly capture the character. Like I mentioned before, I think the person on the far left is King Killmonger. I think it's Michael B. Jordan, man. I really think so. I think that would be really dope. Mordo Supreme, the one with the dreads that we see. I think he's the Sorcerer Supreme of his universe who sits on the Illuminati. Definitely Maria Rambeau and Captain Carter. Possibilities, it could be Superior Iron Man. He could be like, you know, Batman with the Justice League, right? It's like, well, I provided the Ultron sentries, you can use them, but I'm off doing my own shit because I don't care about being part of a team. It's not for me. Peace.
Yeah.
Right. So I think he's a possibility. I don't think he's actually a part of the full team. And then, of course, the other possibility could be Reed Richards, but I don't think it is, because I think the point would be to introduce Reed with the rest of the Fantastic Four. Introduce Reed with everyone else. I don't think this is the way to do it. Right? It would be cool. Yep. It would be really cool for comic book fans. Holy fucking shit, that's Reed Richards. Like, this is a core member of the Illuminati. This is another reference to the Fantastic Four that we're definitely getting. But in terms of a narrative, I don't think this is the way. But I don't care. If he is in it, I'm going to be happy. You know what I mean?
General audience would be like, is that character from those really shitty comic book movies?
So I have
the ones that know nothing.
So I have my curveball for y'all. For who hit me. Might be, instead of Killmonger, Eros. I definitely think that it could be Eros.
Like a variant, or the Eros that we were introduced to in Eternals?
So no, it could be that one. Is my thought.
Just Harry Styles hanging out with Professor X.
Why? Harry Styles is one of the... Well, think about it. So while Thanos was off doing his thing, they needed somebody who knew Thanos and how to potentially prevent the worst from happening in every multiverse. Eros is fairly knowledgeable. I mean, he's a suave asshole, but he's smart and he gets shit done. But he's also really dangerous if they keep the same power that he has. Like, he's very so like to keep him
incredibly manipulative.
Employed. Yes, exactly. Keep him employed. So that way you like keep him at bay.
Yeah. So, we don't want him acting against us.
Exactly.
So make him one of us.
I'm like, it could be. And I'm like, and that ties in this celestial aspect just a little bit more, that it's not gonna go away. Like it's not gonna go away. If anything, it's like I feel like we're gonna get it addressed at some point. And I'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, remember that time that a celestial almost popped out of the earth?
And I mean, that could be a way for them to replace Black Bolt. You know, like if we're subbing in Eternals for Inhumans.
That is what I would hope for. Instead of Black Bolt, we would get Eros. That's kind of my curveball with that, because it would be somebody that most people would recognize immediately already, because it's like, oh yeah, that's that dude from that movie, and it's like, oh, now it makes sense.
Right, most people are gonna go, yo, that's Harry Styles.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's Harry Styles.
That's what I did in the movie theater. That's what I did. I was like, oh shit, that's fucking Harry Styles. Yeah, right. I know he was in the movie.
Yo, so Nova poses a really good question, and this was something that I was thinking. Why is this variant Christine working for the Illuminati? Could it be because her Strange died? Could it be that she's with Mordo Supreme? Go.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I think that this Christine was married to Defender Strange, who died at the beginning of this trailer.
Okay.
So like he was a part of this council.
And now
he was a scientist or a doctor in the Illuminati facilities, and now that he's dead, she's still like, you know, doing her job in the Illuminati castle or whatever.
That would explain the wedding in the trailer as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And so from what I've heard, the wedding in the trailer is our MCU Strange. Because he got blipped away for 5 years, Christine ended up marrying somebody else.
Right.
So he's already in like a depressive state at the beginning of this movie.
And that's him recounting what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine our MCU Strange making his way to the Illuminati facilities, finding this alternate Christine, her being like, oh my God, my Strange is dead. Like, I can't believe you're in front of me right now. Like, this is a crazy moment for both of us because we didn't get what we wanted. And then she ends up following him and America Chavez like through the multiverse. Because we see in the trailer, there's a scene of like a door opening with her standing behind Strange and America standing behind him as well. So like, I think that could possibly happen. But I don't know. Who's to say?
Right. That's a good one though. I like it.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is sick. And then so let's continue talking about that, right? So we see Strange and America Chavez falling through these different dimensions, and this is so fucking sick, right? So the first thing you see, the Savage Land, bro. Like, this is absolutely nuts. I'm gonna pull it up right here. We have the Savage Land. They are falling through the Savage Land. There's a fucking T-Rex.
It's pretty
right
crazy.
There, right?
I'm just going to assume and put it out there that Maestro exists. I don't care.
And then they're falling through an animated universe. Like, if you would miss it if you're not going frame by frame. They're going through an animated universe, and then they go into this like universe where it's like they're falling apart into blocks. And this is where I'm like, fucking House of M, bro. Like, this is this incredible reference to the House of M cover with Wanda's face coming apart in fucking blocks, bro. I'm losing my mind. This could be the reverse House of M, where Wanda introduces mutants into the MCU officially. This is something that we speculated in WandaVision. Will the Hex expand across the entire planet, changing people and creating mutants? That didn't happen, but this is insane. Abe, I'm gonna toss it to you first, because we were talking about this shit, bro. Like, let me get your thoughts on the potential, a House of M like minor part of this movie.
Yeah,
He's sitting over there giggling.
You there?
Oh, I was looking out like, you gotta unmute.
Oh man.
So I'm just so happy and giddy.
Right.
What would you like from me, sir?
What would you like?
Just talking about the just seeing like this image and just seeing like the potential, like this could be a House of M Easter egg, and Wanda changing the universe and bringing in mutants, bro.
Y'all don't know how excited I'm gonna get Wolverine again.
We're gonna get a short one this time.
Oh, I was gonna say, please let him be a short one.
Look,
Bro.
I want him to be an angry little man.
as long as he really brings Wolverine's character to life, I'm here for it. I don't care whether you tall, you short, you blind, you whatever you is, you gonna get this job done. But yeah, I totally love it because I was saying this pre-show when we were just chatting it up and just shooting it in the wind. We've been building towards this moment for Wanda since her inception. You know, the trauma that she endured, the threat that she was believed to be, giving her her own show where you put her on display and show her just exactly what her magic can do. And then, of course, you throw in the grief that she had experienced and then all the pain and suffering that she endured. Then here we are. First of all, we got Strange who came to her. We have the dialogue saying, you know, you do it, you a hero, me, I'm a villain, right? And we all know that she's just looking for her kids. And whereas in regular House of M, she took out the X-Men, this one here, because she needs to find her kids, ends up unleashing like all the X-Men back, which would make it super easy and convenient for the MCU to be like, all right, now here they go. We already told you how. Here they go. We don't need to explain anything else. You don't need to know where they've been at this whole time. You don't need to know why they didn't participate in this, that, or the other. Wanda just brought them back into existence. So that really, really excites me. And it just showcases again why she is top 3 strongest in the MCU.
Facts.
Definitely.
Chris, chime in on this.
Oh man. How likely do I think that House of M is going to happen in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Probably, I don't believe it's as likely as you guys think it is. Only because I can't picture a way in which they do it well. But I would be pleasantly surprised if it does happen, because I want the X-Men desperately in the MCU. And I think if you're introducing Charles Xavier in this movie, you're introducing mutants. You know, the very concept of mutants will be in this movie solely because Charles Xavier exists in this film. Do I think that there's going to be a point where Wanda is like, mutants instead of no mutants? No, but I definitely think she could manipulate reality in a way, like Abe was talking about, that would either uncover mutants in the universe as if they've always been here. And I would prefer that. You know, I prefer the MCU just being like they've been here. It's like a reality distortion type of thing, to like Wanda being like mutants, and then all of a sudden all these X genes awaken. You know, by the time everyone goes through puberty at the same time, basically. You know,
Again.
like I would prefer that the X-Men have always been here. So by the time Kevin Feige's like, here's your mutants movie, like there has already been an X-Men team established in this universe. We just haven't like seen what they've been up to, you know? So I really would love for this to happen in this particular movie. However they decide to do it, I hope it's done well. But, you know, in Kevin Feige, I trust. So I'm assuming whatever he decides to do, it's going to be glorious. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Steve, Ray, you guys
I
have any
wish I
thoughts
could
on
be
this?
more positive and be like, yes, it's House of M, definitely.
No,
No,
you're being,
I
you're
feel-
being
I feel-
logical. You know,
Well, no,
exactly.
no,
Mhm.
it still fits the hot. In my opinion,
It
still
does.
fits. It's just
Yeah.
you know, of course, we know that Marvel, the MCU will take their liberties with the
Right.
source material. So not everything.
that's what
will be
I'm thinking.
translated.
Yeah,
But
Right.
that is an ideal way to still embody House of M without having to give us like, all right, y'all, this some extra wild. What's going on here? Like she did so Pete, like yeah, she's top and strong. We kind of knew that, but for her to be able to uncover whatever veil, like you mentioned, the distortion reality, whatever, whatever.
You got
get
it,
what I'm
bro.
saying.
You got
I
it.
know what
You
you're
get I'm
saying.
saying. Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. So yeah, to uncover it like a veil, just pull it down, and then it's like boom. And then from there, you know, Kevin Feige is like, okay, look out for X-Men 97 coming to a Disney Plus app near you for what they've been up to throughout
that's
this
probably
whole
gonna come
time.
first.
Which
I
I'm
feel
so
like that-
excited for.
I truly do think that comes first, and they spin the X-Men from that into the MCU.
Mhm.
I really
Yeah.
think so.
That's
Oh
why
man, that would be wild.
I think this is
I think so.
The
a-
90s X-Men were the MCU X-Men.
Yes, I think that's what they. I think that's how they do it.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I think,
why not?
I think that the picture is going to be a callback for people like JB and everybody to get hype House of M. And then I think it's more so going to be like, now that you've seen it, and then like Chris said, Professor X being in the movie alone means that mutants are in the universe, because a part of the reason why he's a part of the Illuminati is because he represents mutants. So they have to
Right.
be here. But I don't
Yeah.
think we get them in this movie. I think
Oh, for sure.
that you save it for, or you even save their reveal for another WandaVision season or a X-Men thing.
How about
So-
this, right? Like, what if it's not even a part of the main movie, but what if it's a stinger at the end
Right,
of the film?
right. That's
Like,
that's
what if the
completely
stinger
possible.
is Wanda being like, "Woo, mutants," you know?
That would
So-
be crazy.
The way I think that we do get the mutants in this, and this is one way I would potentially write it if I was writing it. So remember how I told you that they have her kids, and there's one or two reasons why they have them. Two of them could be is that because their mutant powers are so dangerous that they've seen in multiple realities that they destroy those realities because they are there, whether they live or die. And so they decided to make like the two prime ones by like smashing all of them into these two, and they're now trapped here to like save all of these other realities. And I say this because you know Professor X. Professor X he's kind of a dick. And he's done some shitty stuff to mutants to protect themselves.
He's also
And-
very manipulative. Eros looks at
Exactly.
him and is like, "Okay,
Bro, all right, let me take some classes from you. Yeah. But I think this is when Wanda goes, you don't get to decide, you know, who they are and why they are, essentially. Like, if anything, there should be more of them, more people like them. And then that's kind of how the first spark like hits, you know, like there's a
That'd be
pulse of that
sick.
red chaos energy.
Yeah.
And it's like, then she keeps talking and there's another pulse and it, like, it could be dope. But then the other thing is, they're potentially using the kids as like a means to do whatever shady shit that they're working on, because there's got to be an angle there. Like there has to be. And so what it is, I haven't quite like thought it out yet, but something along those lines. For sure.
Especially if this Illuminati team is connected with Kang too, you know.
Exactly.
yeah."
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Which
I
I'm still not throwing that out. I think that they're like that. That's still a heavy connection there.
Yeah. All for One was a part of that Illuminati team when he left, and he made
Not you calling him all for one. Not you calling him all for one.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh man, but look,
I realized what I did, and I don't want to take it back now.
I mean,
yeah,
don't.
boy.
I prefer it.
I saw Ray's shirt, and it just triggered. I'm sorry.
He said, "I don't want to talk about it," but no, like,
just go by.
Kang was. Look, Kang is he's a spiteful motherfucker.
Yeah,
And so he went and made he's like, I'm gonna go make my own Illuminati with myself.
Exactly. Literally.
Yes.
TVA.
Almost down to the grandeur and everything.
Yeah, because I mean, Illuminati HQ, one could say that the Citadel is kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like the aesthetic, but his own way.
Walking version. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
it's
hence
like
why he has 3, because let's say that on his Illuminati there was only 4 of them, and so the 3 are his way of mocking, like, oh yeah, you do 3 puppets, you know?
Yeah.
Could be, yeah. So let's get to what we've been talking about. And I really want chat to chime in on this. So we all already think that. So we all think that it's Maria Rambeau, right?
Yeah.
Well, in that confrontation,
in that fight with Wanda, yes.
I mean, there was a split second where I really truly thought it could be a Nova, and that was just because of the way like one still image looked.
Yes, I'm gonna pull it up here. And
I mean, it is a helmet, but
chat, I want you guys to chime in, and I want to know what you guys think, because there's so many videos, there's so many people thinking that this is superior Iron Man. It's
That
like
is a woman, dude.
That
when
is
you
a
do
woman.
close-ups, it's like, that is a black woman, bro. Like,
Yeah, hips and everything.
and then, like I said before, why would you, even if it's superior Iron Man, why would you introduce him into this universe and then have his suit give off energy like binary? It just doesn't
and why
make
would
sense.
he fight Wanda? That kind of Tony. I think that.
Well,
Tony
I
would be
mean,
a pacifist,
she
believe it or not.
is attacking Illuminati HQ.
I still think
Yes.
that form of a Tony would not be one to like just engage in direct combat. He would use the bots instead, like straight up.
Right. That he would probably do that for sure. Yeah.
Like he's like, I'm not gonna get my hands dirty. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and
I've got
like
all these
Nova,
sentries to do it for me.
like Nova's saying right now, it would be a great opportunity to bring Lashana Lynch back into it. She was amazing in Captain Marvel. She was one of my favorite parts. So it would be amazing to bring her back. She gets to be Photon, and then Monica Rambeau can still be Photon or Spectrum. Like they can still do whatever they want. You know what I mean? So I think it's Maria. Chat, chime in. Let me know.
I mean, yeah, there is an M on the chest for Mephisto.
It's Mephisto.
Mephisto confirmed.
Hashtag Mephisto confirmed.
I saw it. Yeah, I see it, chat.
It's the flames. That's what it is.
But also, did you guys notice the color scheme too of the different Stranges and how it's leaning more towards, like, aside from Defender Strange, more to a blue, while we keep seeing the red coming from Wanda and that duality of red and blue.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And the fact that our Strange has a blend of both, which shows that he sits kind of in the middle of all of them. Yeah, dude, color schemes, like, it's crazy, man. Like,
Hugely important.
Small tangent. Rewatch Tenet and pay attention to all of the clothes that everyone wears. That'll blow your mind.
Don't ask Steve to rewatch Tenet again. He spent so much of his life already watching Tenet.
I've put at least 40 hours in the
You're
thing.
stealing years from this man, James.
I still haven't seen it. I have not watched it yet.
Oh, you can have one.
What the heck, dude?
Get out!
Me neither. Yo.
Get out!
I said I would, and I
Listen.
started, was 30 seconds in. I was like, you know what? I'm not in that state of mind where I can.
No,
handle
you
this
really
right
have
now.
I'm not here for this.
You really
Yeah.
have to be ready. It's a mind fuck.
so
You have to be
I
ready.
said I'm gonna come back to this later, and I've been so busy, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta take care of that this weekend.
The
So
amount of fights
I
I've
keep it
had
in.
with people that said, "Oh, Tenet wasn't even that good." I was like, hey, "Excuse me," and I just argued.
can I speak to the manager? Can I speak to the manager? Excuse me.
Like I worked on the movie is what it feels like when I'm arguing.
Vash, what's good, bro?
What's up, Vash?
Vash
Well, look
is
who it
here.
is.
So,
I'm
so
chilling. How y'all doing? Where we at? Because I haven't paid attention the last 10-15 minutes. So
Are you
I
good?
know the
So-
last time
we're
saw
just-
Mephisto.
what are you saying,
We
Steve?
saw Mephisto.
So we were just talking about the mystery person fighting Wanda, and so now that you're here, who do you think it is fighting Wanda?
the person that people keep thinking is I think a lot of people is saying Cara Danvers, or a lot of people is saying it's superior Iron Man.
Yeah. Who do you think it is?
I think it's Monica. It just makes sense because like from what happened in WandaVision and from her powers being similar. But is this our Monica? Who that's perhaps. But I think is Monica Rambeau with Cara Danvers' powers right now.
Okay.
So instead of instead of Cara Danvers going up in the spaceship in 1995, was it, or around that time?
Yeah. So you're thinking Maria?
It was Cara Danvers. Yes, Maria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maria.
So yeah, we also
We're
all
all on
think
the
that
same
it's Maria
page.
Rambeau. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So moving on to the next section where we get Wanda's voiceover. You break the rules and become the hero. I love
that line.
I become the enemy. That doesn't seem fair. I'm of two minds of this because there's a part of me that's like,
I'm with you. Yep.
I empathize with you, Wanda, because look at Civil War, right? She was instantly deemed pretty much a nuclear bomb that needed to be either be kept in prison with like a power dampener around her neck, or locked up in a cushy Avengers facility. Right? Like she's not treated like a human. She's always been treated like a weapon. So I empathize with that. But at the same time, Wanda, you made slaves of the people in Westview.
I was going to say
over their mind. Like
that's way different than making somebody forget someone exists.
Right. Like, yes, the multiverse cracked because of what he did. You tampering it. People are blaming you. But Wanda, you turned people into mental slaves to deal with your own trauma. And then you didn't actually really learn from it because she goes to the mountains and opens up the fucking Darkhold to peek through the multiverse looking for her kids using the darkest of dark magic. So it's like I'm right in the middle where I empathize, but at the same time, Wanda, what the fuck? So, Ray, where are you on this?
Like, think about it. Strange just potentially fucked up their futures. They can't see those. Wanda was fucking up in the present. Very different. So people can see how badly she was fucking up. Stranger stuff, it's like, oh yeah, they'll probably see some effects of that in the future. But you know, right now it's like, oh, he was just trying to help Spider-Man. Who? Anyway, it's like, that's fine. But I don't know. I feel like she does. There is some truth to what she said, and it's because she's been disappointed and persecuted so often that of course she's gonna feel that way. And I feel like it's completely valid. Like her feelings are valid. It's just that comparing herself to strangers, it's a little like no. But I get it. But no.
Did you enslave a town of people for a week?
It's like, no, I just, cracked reality to help a teenager. But that's it.
My teenage friend was sad that he didn't get into college.
But I also fixed the problem at the same time. So, haha.
Or you thought you fixed the problem at the same time.
You made it worse.
When young boy teenager could have just exited college to readmission them, and it could have just gone all better.
Right.
I kind of wish that they had left that line out of the movie. Because I'm like, don't do that. Don't bring reality into this. It's already too out there. Why would you do that?
I can't wait.
Snap back to
Because
reality.
it just proves it's like, yeah, he is just a kid. It's like, well, why would I even think of that? I have a magician friend. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
For me, it was like, oh, you're just a kid, but you's a dumbass kid.
He's a real dumbass.
I'm like, you trying to get into MIT? Okay, kid. Okay.
And Nova, I'm definitely with you. I definitely think that the Darkhold is corrupting her, but she was the one that opened it to begin with. So it's like I can't.
Because it's how
like
the
she did it
magic
to herself.
Because Agnes' fingers were turning black too while she was using the Darkhold, and of course, going in line with what Ray's theory, which I totally see how it makes complete sense.
It does.
Wanda, with that version of Wanda wearing the sleeves, is because, man, that Joan, she been tapping into that book heavy. She been tapping into that book heavy. But,
probably creating realities, hoping to create one with her kids in it.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Possible.
Yeah,
and
so it's...
man. This show go crazy. This show go crazy.
Yeah, man. Vash, what about you? Like, what do you think about like Wanda's thoughts in this scene when she's talking to Strange?
I think that's one of the best lines the MCU has written. I think it's like top 20, top 50, because they have said a lot of other great lines, but I think it's true to a lot true to our reality and true to other type of mediums. But this hits home to a lot of the characters. Like, Wanda hasn't had a good life. Like Ray said it earlier, a lot of people has been kind of pulling her and technically controlling her to do things out of her control. She was put as an Avenger. It's just like Hawkeye said, once you come out that door, you become an Avenger just like us. And then girl has been going to missions without any actual training that we have seen on camera. We know that she has done training, but to actually bring her to a country that she has no knowledge about or no any actually real skill mission, and then she caused something, and there's all blame on her, and she looks like the bad guy. That's a lot of pressure. And just after that, your husband gets killed, things going on around the world for her. So I understand where she's coming from. And she did put those people in my control. I see what she fucked up. I ain't blaming her. But at the same time, I ain't blaming her. But I get where she's coming from. Like, once you've gone through all that sorrow and pain, you got to give this girl a break. So I get where she's coming from. Like Chris said, she may be the villain in this movie, but at the same time, it depends on her perspective. She's gone through so much hatred and so much pain. If she's going to fuck up this whole Earth of 616, hey, I get it. You've gone through pain. I've gone through pain. Everyone has. But from our eyes in this MCU, she's gone through the most right now, and I see where she's coming from. And if she wants to fuck it up, I don't blame her. I see where she's coming from.
Yeah, I mean, she's been through so much loss, and she has the power to change it. That's the thing, right? Like, much like Barry, he has the power to change, the thing that hurts him the most. But I mean, doing that wrecks reality, which is what we're going through with Wanda right now. So, like, Chris, what about you? Like, how do you feel about Wanda? Do you completely empathize with her? Are you right in the middle with the rest of us?
I think we're all on the same page. Like I said, she's a sympathetic villain at this point. She, like everyone else has said, she's had a terribly rough life. Nothing has really ever gone her way, ever. So it's easy for her to look at Strange, and even Wong, because he's the Sorcerer Supreme now, and with Agatha saying, like, you're stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme at this point in time, it's easy for her to look at these two, and I'm just going to say it, these two male mystic wielders, and just go like, we are not treated the same. Like, you do all this crazy shit that's reality warping, and you're heralded as heroes, and I do it, and I'm painted as the villain. So I think it might also come down to that as well. But we're all in agreement that, like, manipulating an entire town for a week is drastically different than what Strange has been doing in the MCU.
Yeah,
so
but I still side with Wanda. I still side with Wanda because it's just like, low key, she's becoming the monster that you envisioned her as.
You created her. Yeah,
like you
turned her into this.
You created this. This is the only way she knows how to respond, because this is how you believe she's supposed to be. This is how you believe she's supposed to act. So she might as well, because when she tries to do differently, y'all don't see it that way. Y'all twist it. Y'all do all
that's true.
She makes a mistake and whatnot. So this is a product of your own creation, and you got to deal with the shit now. This is on you. So I feel no sympathy I feel sympathy, all the sympathy for her, but I feel none for her would-be victims that are going to be unleashed upon us in this movie. Because, like, again, y'all did this shit. If y'all actually approached her with respect and like trying to, and understanding, boom, we wouldn't have this motherfucking situation. She has been traumatized her majority of her life. Come on now. But hey,
where was Peter this whole time? All these fucking villains enter his like social circle, and he's immediately like, let's heal all of them. Like, never come in contact with Wanda.
Parker
could have saved this whole world.
Aunt May, and look what it got Aunt May. She got a blade to the gut.
That's true.
But she was over there like, no, we help people especially people like him. Like, you know who that is, lady? It don't matter. We help him. And then look, who said that for Wanda?
Nobody.
Who said, nah, we help her. No, it's like, nah, we need to lock that shorty up. Throw her under the jail. That's what that was. So no sympathy for her victims. Y'all gonna get this work.
I feel you. we kind of already talked about like most of like the end part of this trailer here, but it's just like the two Wandas standing in front of each other. Go ahead, Chris.
I want to bring up one thing, and I've been holding it back.
Yeah.
Because I was waiting for the moment in the trailer that we see the bloody casual Wanda.
I was just about to bring that up. Bringing up the image right now.
Perfect. Let's bring it up.
Go ahead and talk about it.
Okay. So, bloody casual Wanda in the Illuminati facility. Both Ray and A brought up earlier that they think that Wanda's kids are being held by the Illuminati in these two glass prisons that we see in the comic books as well. But as the camera does this super cool Sam Raimi zoom into Wanda's eye, we can see the reflection of the prison.
Amazing.
And it at least in the trailer, and I'm going to speak to this, it looks like America Chavez is only in one of the prisons.
Yes,
because you can see the star on the back of her jacket. You have two prisons, only one is filled, and America Chavez is inside of it.
Yeah.
So
That's
based on the information, right? Based on the information that we've been given, I personally think that her kids aren't going to play a super huge role in this movie until the end of the film. But I think Wanda's purpose over the course of the movie is chasing America Chavez through the multiverse so she can use her ability to help her find her children. Because as we know, America Chavez can punch holes in the multiverse and like basically go wherever she wants.
Yeah.
So I think Wanda in this moment is actually like raiding the Illuminati facility to capture America Chavez. Now, what I said earlier, they play tricks in the trailers all the time. So literally that other glass prison that's empty could have one of Wanda's children in it. And America Chavez might not be in that other prison. It could be the other twin, you know? So like, I think both are very possible, but based on the information they've been feeding us and we've actually seen, that's kind of what I think could potentially be happening in this movie.
Yeah.
And that's why she also is kind of going up against Strange in this film, because he and Wong encounter America Chavez early on in the film in that scene where they're fighting Gargantos. And it's basically her trying to, defeat Strange so she can use America for her own means.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good theory, dude. Like a really, really good theory. Like, I had an image of like the close-up eye with the, because when I saw the close-up, I thought the two cells were empty. That's what I thought. I would have to look back at the image again, but I thought they were empty.
I could have sworn America Chavez is in the right cell.
You could be right. You could be right.
She's in a cell for sure at some point.
At some point, yeah. So in the TV spot, from our perspective, she's in a cell on the right. But I think when Strange breaks out of Illuminati HQ, he grabs America Chavez and he grabs this Christine variant, leaves, and I'm with you, Chris, that Wanda follows them trying to get to America Chavez. That's what I think. And I think those two empty cells will have Wiccan and Speed in both.
And they're just removed at this point.
And they're just completely removed.
It's like Lizard kicking himself in the face. All the trailer manipulation they feed us.
Yeah, man. Like
they having fun with it.
Yeah, they're having so much fun with it, dude. And it's like, this bloody Wanda, like, I want to know, who did she beat up? Like, Nova brought this up earlier on. Like, how many people of the Illuminati do you think she might kill? Do you think she'll kill maybe 1, 2? Like, who knows? Because I mean, she
killed
the most powerful in the room.
Defender Strange. I'm calling it.
She definitely gonna get one body on her.
She caught that body. Yep. I think she has to kill one of them at least. Like, she has to kill somebody important, I think.
Maybe they give us Black Bolt for half a second and she destroys him.
He doesn't have enough time to open his mouth.
While that would make me personally happy because I'm petty.
That would be
By the way,
great. That way you're like, oh, you don't have to get it done.
My Black Bolt idea is not because I want him there. It's just because from the comics, he's one of the core members. Right. So that's why I believe that he could be there. But like you guys said earlier, like, this is more of a introduction about the mutants. So, like Ray said, I don't give a fuck about Black Bolt from the Inhumans TV show, from the comics and from the cartoons. He's a dope character and everything, and plus from Illuminati, it will make sense from the comics. But
I'll say this: if Kamala Khan was an Inhuman, I would have been right there on that train with you that it's definitely Black Bolt as a member for sure. But we know she's not an Inhuman, so it's like there really is no point to doing it. There really is no point in this phase.
You know, I also want to actually hear all of the Illuminati members speak. So yeah, this is fine.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, it'll be funny if they actually cast Black Bolt, and plus it's Vin Diesel, since he's the one that does Groot, but he doesn't have to speak. And a lot of people used to want him as a cast for Black Bolt, and it would fit. And I would laugh if that actually happens. So that'd be a funny theory that actually.
It's okay. He'll be there because there will be a Groot on the council. So don't worry.
That threw me off right when he said that. Why again?
Why not?
Because he wants it.
Groot is also seen as one of like the most like naturally morally correct beings in the universe. Like just straight up. Like if you anytime you ever read about a Groot, every like sort of group wants to recruit a Groot because of what it is. James, you played it recently. The Guardians of the Galaxy, Nova Corps wanted Groot real bad to be a Nova.
Huh.
Yeah. So just think about that. Groot don't count out Groot.
It's very interesting. I mean,
I'm ready for it.
Why not? Like, I would love that.
I don't mind if it happens. Shit.
But yeah, so there's one other image that I want to talk about before we get to Zombie Strange and then the official end of the trailer. It's this image of Wanda, right? And of course, Streamlabs doesn't want to work to bring up this image right now. But it's Wanda inside of this like nexus point. Got it up right here, right? So if you look at this image real well, this makes me think back to what if with the Watcher standing behind this like glass like wall looking into the different multiverses. So this could be Wanda looking for her kids. It could be Wanda looking for America Chavez to help her. Like, this image speaks so much volumes. Like, what do you guys think about this?
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
This is her breaking out Evil Strange. No kidding. I feel like this, so personally, I truly think this is them trying to capture and contain her. Is what I think. They're trying to contain her in a universe like they did Killmonger and Ultron. That's what it looks like to me.
Shit. Okay.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, fuck no. And then the whole thing breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you think we'll see the Watcher, the animated version, since we saw a bit of the animated universe here? Do you think we'll see, or do you think they'll have action version?
Oh well, I'm hoping that it's actually Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher live action. That's what I'm hoping. Like, I don't need him to do anything. Like, I would just love for him to just look. Just look.
Turn around and be like, oh no.
Yes, just something.
Be like, shit. What if it's fucking up again?
What if it's not like the Watchers we saw in Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 2?
Oh.
What if it's just Jeffrey Wright and they've CGI'd his head so fucking big? Glasses and all.
Damn, Chris, you just made me think of Stan Lee because that cameo scene at the end.
I'm sorry, bro.
I'm like,
that's my favorite Stan Lee cameo.
It's a great cameo. Yeah.
Like, this would have been a great, like, Stan Lee would have been loving this. Like, I wonder where would his cameo been? It probably would have been in the Illuminati HQ.
I don't know.
Probably. Can I go on like a brief tangent really quick?
Please.
In regards to Stan Lee cameos. Did any of you read the No Way Home script?
I have not yet.
I've read it. I read half of it.
I watched
didn't finish it.
So at the very end of No Way Home, when Peter goes to the coffee shop to remind MJ that he loves her, and he sees Ned, the older man that she's serving as he's waiting for her to come back to talk to him, in the script it says Stan Lee lookalike. It broke my fucking heart.
I can't.
So I guess they had maybe I don't know if it was like,
why'd you do this?
I can't.
planned to
I was
have
having
Stanley
a really
in that?
good day. I was
I'm
having
sorry,
a great
Ray.
day, actually.
Of course, that was the plan.
I just
Oh
really
my
love
God.
that though. Like, despite that he's no longer with us, they were still like Stanley look-alike. And if you look at the actor who's playing that man, he does kind of look like a variant of Stan Lee, to be perfectly honest. But
Yes, give me
I just think it's
variant
really,
Stan Lee
it's really
cameos.
sweet, really
That would
sweet.
be dope. There's a bunch of lookalikes for Stanley every time in the Marvel universe.
I'm hurting.
I
right
wouldn't
now.
mind.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Ray.
I'm in pain.
I'm really sad.
But
I wouldn't mind.
I just want to say this Zombie Strange look really dope. I hope
Yes.
somebody decides to dress up as Zombie Strange this Halloween.
Oh, it'll
there's-
happen.
I
Yeah, let me
can't
pull that
wait to
up.
see.
I
what
think we're
people
going to see
do.
a lot of zombie strangers and a lot of zombie Wandas. for
So
Halloween
it's like,
this year.
what do you think Zombie Strange is doing here, though? Because he's obviously those black arms are ghost-like figures that he pulled into himself. So it's like, what's happening in this scene? Like, what's the purpose? Like, who is he fighting? Like, there's so many
can't even-
possibilities.
Based on the
So-
background, you can't even at least I can't pinpoint where it's taking place. You
Yeah.
know,
Do y'all think he because I know that y'all spoke that the Zombie Strange could be Defender Strange, right?
we haven't mentioned that.
I think so. I think
But
so.
I agree
No,
with that.
I
I,
was
think it could
going
be
to say that
a
it's a
reanimated.
possibility. Right.
Although I think who was that? I think Nova in chat said that too.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I think Zombie Strange is the other Strange, the one that looks very mean and evil.
The one with the ponytail.
Yes, him.
Yeah, Defender Strange. I'm telling
No,
you
no.
guys, he dies at the beginning of the movie.
The
I'm
other
calling
one,
it
I
now.
think that's Strange Supreme, but I could be wrong. The more that I watch the trailer, I'm like,
It could
Is
be
he,
Strange
though?
Supreme as well.
but it could be Strange
Yeah.
Supreme.
Yeah,
Just
because we have
absorbing more demons
have-
and stuff.
Yeah.
we have only seen 3 strangers in the movie, so I'm curious to see how many more are we gonna see that
Dude,
not have been
we've-
shown yet.
We've seen so many Doctor
Yeah.
Stranges. So the one at the very beginning, I don't think that's Our Strange, so that's one. We have Our Strange, Defender Strange, Strange Supreme. I'm just gonna call him that. Then we have Zombie Strange, and then
he's
there's
probably one of them.
potentially another one.
Can we see a strange pig? That'd be lit. You know, Spider Pig's friend.
Yeah.
There's so much like what if
Strange Pig
callbacks.
Supreme.
Yo, that's what I love about it. All the
There's
what
so
if
much
callbacks.
what if callbacks. And
For
so
real.
many people were like, "What if not gonna be canon?" Surprise!
Yo, a lot of
This
people I
whole
spoke
movie.
to at work, they
I
said,
don't understand.
not gonna
why you
watch
think
What
it's
If.
not canon because it's.
and I'm
different.
like, why?
Okay.
Because they said,
You're
oh,
not
'cause
paying
I'm gonna be
attention.
like,
If you
Nope,
don't think
I'm
it's
not.
canon, you're not paying attention because
Everything in this Doctor
these
Strange.
storylines are just alternate realities to the movies.
They literally
they're
said that in the
literally
beginning of the show.
multiverse canon. Like I have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah, literally the
Everything in
first
this-
line of the show, he literally said, like, you have known one reality so far. Now let me show you others. I'm like, oh, cool, that's it. It literally show you the introduction of the goddamn show.
And especially since they've referenced certain like major pivotal points in their lives, such as the creation of Captain Carter and
Right.
how that worked out, the creation of this like chaotic Strange, a super sorcerer supreme version of Strange, the Ultron, like these are all at pivotal moments in the storyline that you've been following for the most part. But let's show you how things go different to introduce more heroes. So yeah, I'm tired of people who just decide to blatantly disregard the fact that the what if shows are canon. And I just say like,
Yeah.
hey, your opinions don't really matter to me or anybody else at that point.
Merc, I'm just using Zombie Strange as like a term. I definitely think he's animated somehow, and I'll go along with you. Wild theory, what if Wanda used the Darkhold to take control of this Strange to fight Strange while she does something else?
I think you nailed it, dude. I think
Like-
that's probably what's happening.
That's one of my many theories for like, because again, like those black gooey figures, that seems like something right out of the Darkhold. So it could be the Darkhold taking over and reanimating this Strange as a weapon, and it could be Wanda doing it. And then we see Wong screaming out for Strange. It could be Our Strange versus this Strange, or like Wanda versus Our Strange, and then like Wong versus this other one. Who knows, man? Like it could go so many different ways.
Definitely Mephisto is strange body.
Mephisto
I
confirmed.
can't
You heard it here
wait
first.
Until after May 6th and see what is real and what's not real from
Facts,
the trailer.
bro.
Like
Yeah,
it's
there's
like,
so much
so
dummy.
these 3 things that we spoke about for 25 minutes was just there for the trailer and fake. So I just can't wait to see what's
Dude,
actually real from the movie.
I know I've brought this up before, but like we preached Mephisto for weeks.
Yes, we did.
Weeks. And then during the finale, we all had to eat our words. So
Yeah.
I'm on Vash's side. I can't wait to see like what theories were just like so totally completely wild come May 6th.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a wild time. So right before we wrap out our review of the Doctor Strange 2 trailer, I want to know your guys' thoughts on the fact that the logo keeps changing. Do you think that it's just like a creative choice? Do you think it's like kind of a representation of the different kinds of Stranges and different things that we'll see? Because much like the Loki logo, it was constantly changing. There's different versions of it. The main one is made up of different Loki logos. So it's like, do you think they're doing something similar with the Doctor
it's
Strange?
exactly-
They've done it with Loki. They've done it with the Spider-Verse, the animated Spider-Verse movies, and how all those logos are going to look different. It makes complete sense to do it right here with Doctor Strange. And I absolutely love it because each one keeps hitting. And it just makes so much goddamn sense. We're dealing with the multiverse. Why would we only give you one?
And
we giving you 20 different Strangers in here, baby. We giving you Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier. So let's also give you another logo. You know what? Wait, hold on.
Major twist.
Here's another one.
Patrick Stewart is actually another Doctor Strange.
Oh my god.
Elder Strange.
Elder Strange Supreme.
that's the old version of Doctor Strange. Just like in Loki, we saw the old version of Loki.
God,
and
right,
this is the
don't
old
do
version of
that.
Doctor
The
Strange.
Richard E. Grant.
Yeah.
What if Professor X became Doctor Strange?
Dude, it's just another. They're just pulling another boner moment. We all think an X-Men character is going to show up, but it's just Charles Xavier playing a different character from Marvel.
I was laughing when I saw the trailer because it was me, Chris, and James that spoke off here, and I told them what I heard because of work, because I'm in production. I find out people that work in other Marvel properties, and me telling Chris and James are like, yeah, so I heard this and this happened, and I was trailer like, oh, so what I heard from my coworkers is real shit. Professor X there, Ultron is there, like wow.
Yeah, during our most anticipated shows episode, Vash and I were like, we know things, but we can't say them here. And then off air, we were like, Ultron bots. And I cannot believe that those previs were real. It's fucking crazy.
Wild, dude. It's nuts. Like, and Nova brought up a great point, right? So if you look at Defender Strange scratches when he's going through that portal, they're the same scratches that are on Zombie Strange. That's really cool. I didn't even think about it that deep. I'm going to pull the image back up right now. Well, it isn't that clear, but if you look at the forehead, you can see like the scratches through his face. I wish I had the other image from the TV spot. I failed you guys on that one, but like you can see it here. That's really cool. And the costume somewhat matches. Like it's a rotting like black and red Doctor Strange uniform. So it's like
that's why
I asked you guys that question, because like, do you think he was from another Doctor Strange? Because he looked like the Defender Strange to me, because he looked like the costume, the hair, like it looks very, but just more darker and gray. Or that's just because the trailer was well edited and just less focused, just for us, the audience, to be like making a whole hour of a trailer review. And what the hell do we think of it?
Yeah, so yeah, Chris, you're right, man. Looks like Defender Strange is biting the dust.
I think so, bro. We'll see. We'll see when the movie comes out.
Yeah, man. But this movie is going to be
get wrecked, nerd.
Right? This movie is going to be absolutely wild. Like, there's so many things that happen in this trailer, so many theories, so many things that could potentially happen in this movie. Any final thoughts on the trailer before we move on to our Peacemaker finale review?
The blood on Wanda is Wong, because that was my theory a couple of months ago before.
On her what?
The blood that's on Wanda is Wong's.
Oh, so
no.
You did say they were going to kill Wong. No.
Yeah,
you did say that.
I'm okay with this, Steve.
That's unacceptable.
No.
The
blood from Strange become the Sorcerer Supreme.
From one of the Illuminati members that she killed.
What I said. He cannot become Sorcerer Supreme if Wong is Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah,
Wong
get wrecked,
and-
Wong.
Oh.
Bye.
There could be two.
Oh shit.
And
No.
and we've seen Wong in a lot in like Shang-Chi and things like, and he was in Spider-Man for a quick minute, just giving us these.
He
quick
did.
clips. It's like they're giving us this like send off.
He still needs to teach Shang-Chi more about magic and more about
not
the
gonna be okay.
grander scale.
Yeah.
I want him to stay alive.
Yeah.
All right, alternative take, because Steve, we all know that Wong's not going to die. That's unacceptable.
And also Asian representation. That's important too.
Yes.
Shang-Chi.
What if it is Maria Rambeau's blood
Absolutely.
through that
not.
fight? What if she beats Maria in that fight?
It is very possible because Wanda will definitely win that fight.
Definitely.
There's a fight in
That's gonna be a close fight in the MCU because we all know that they've basically said that binary anybody is pretty much top when it comes to power in MCU.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, you know,
Kevin
to
Feige
Steve's
did
point,
reiterate, and then with WandaVision, at the end of WandaVision, when she
true.
truly activated, Wanda is actually the most powerful of the heroes. So
yeah,
she might just kill Maria Rambeau and then like Wong's off to the side. She just snaps his neck and then like
Oh.
saunters to the next scene.
no,
You know, so.
We
no.
need blood for it.
I'm
to
okay
Wanda,
with
though.
this.
You don't even have to touch him. She just has to like spin her hand.
This
Chaos
is really
magic and
this
do
is
the
really
work.
dark, but I would love for Wanda to kill someone by like inducing a nightmare that's so terrible they die from fright.
Oh, they have like a heart attack. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That'd be fun.
That would be wild.
What's
bro.
crazy? What's
Write a
crazy?
name
If
in a
you,
Death Note, like
I mean she almost did that in WandaVision. All those
she technically
people,
did that to the whole town, James. Like,
she
technically-
almost did.
Yeah, that's true.
remember that one person that was just there standing around doing her arm and to having that one tear
Oh,
Oh
going
tear.
down her eye?
man, dude.
Just there,
Oh my God.
girl was just depressed as hell in the whole nightmare. But look, those people didn't spend money, no bills being paid, you know. So there's some positive out there.
No, it's
Your
not
kids
because their
gotten
light
fed?
got shut off. Their water got shut off. They had electricity because Wanda created it. They still have to pay their bills. Like,
See, but I said, James, some positivity somewhere in that light.
oh my God, Nova, dude, what? Xavier and Wanda? Like, I need that fight. I need that fight
Okay.
now, please. I need it.
Do you mind if I say something?
Please.
And I'm gonna say huge fucking spoiler. Giant fucking spoiler. In the batch of previs that Vash and I saw, and I left this out purposefully, there is a fight between Xavier and Wanda.
Yep.
in
I
the
mean,
previous.
it makes sense.
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
it
yes.
absolutely makes sense.
Oh my God, yes.
So we're one. I mean, considering that all that other stuff was in the trailer, that is absolutely 100% going to happen.
And there's rumors that we're gonna see other X-Men characters, but that's all I'm gonna say too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, think
I-
about it, because if this Wanda now has the knowledge of all other Wandas, which is what I'm assuming happens, she knows that Professor X did her wrong in some other realities. So,
That's true.
But what I wonder,
Like in comic book realities,
Mhm,
because
mhm.
Yes.
we've never seen her in like film.
Yeah.
exactly.
it's just what I wonder is that which version of Professor X are we gonna see? Like, is this the X-Men Fox, or is this 616, or is this a different variant of one that we haven't known about? So
And
that's
one-
why
Yeah,
I'm
so
just,
we were talking about that before, and we were saying that well, some of us think that it could be Professor X from X-Men 97.
wait,
Yeah,
X-Men
so-
97, like the
The
animated.
cartoon.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it'll be a
Oh.
live action variant of that Professor Xavier that
I think
shows
there
up
might be something to
in the
that.
floating yellow chair and everything.
Not
love
to keep not to keep bringing it up, but in the visualization, his chair looks like the fucking 97 chair.
Please,
I
bro,
saw that.
please.
I saw that, but
I don't
that
know.
one, but they always change the design in the previous. So
Right.
that part is like, okay, when you see previous with human characters, okay, that is most likely true. But when it comes to the design of stuff, I'm like,
It can always
I'm
change.
excited. Yeah, it can always change. So like, because in the previous it's like black and silver. So I'm like, would it be changing it into more of the regular old school wheelchair or the yellow design from the cartoon?
The
So
yellow
James,
hover chair.
I love the
was-
idea of that.
In that
That'd be dope.
Illuminati scene, there a slow walking character, and there's theories that Professor X has kind of gotten control of his legs.
Right, he can walk again. That's a
Does he
theory
have a
too.
cane?
Yes, he has a cane.
Then that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This movie's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I love if we have Deadpool as well. Like
Deadpool on the Illuminati,
like,
that would be hilarious.
No, but I should have a cameo at the end. Just have a cameo at the end. Like,
okay.
So guys,
what
did you think of that film?
I think he just shows up and he just goes, "Told ya," and the movie ends.
Like,
I would
right, exactly
please,
like that.
Please.
Like just something like that. So how's that film? Was it madness and just that's it? Like fade black.
I would love that. Because he's saying that he's not in the movie. I hope he's not, just so that they can do that end credit scene where Deadpool just shows up like, "Yep, told you I wasn't in it."
What's funny?
Yeah, that's what I want so bad.
There was a recent interview like 2 days ago, and I forgot, I think it was E or some type of outlet. I asked Ryan Reynolds saying, "Hey, are you in the film?" He said no. They asked him did us 3 times just to make sure because what happened with Andrew and Toby. So
I don't trust anybody anymore.
I don't trust anyone.
So it makes sense that people are not being trusted now because, you know, Marvel and the MCU. So it's like, it makes sense that everyone that was part of Marvel now, like Blade, everyone that was part of it, anybody could be in and out because now everything is connected or, you know, possibly connected.
My last thought on this, I really, really want that hooded person to be Doom. It doesn't make any fucking sense, but I want it to be a variant of Doom so bad. I really want it.
I am with you. I would, that would be just a delight.
It would,
but no.
Yeah, it's just
I
not.
want it so bad.
It's not happening, but it's just, dude, man.
It would be very cool. I will say that. It would be very, very cool.
Because this is the thing, right? And while I go kind of crazy with this, fuck Superior Iron Man. What if this is an alternate universe where Dr. Doom created Ultron, created the Ultron Sentries, and they're there at the Illuminati
They're just Doombots.
Doombots, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
movie magic.
Wild theory. There's nothing to base it on. It definitely won't happen, but I would fucking love that. I would love it.
It's very similar to what James is. So instead of Dr. Doom or Iron Man, who also created Ultron in the comics, Hank Pym.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what my guess also could be, Hank Pym, and that's what they look different to the design that we're used to from Iron Man, because in the comics, Ultron always have more of a slimmer look. So that's why I think Hank Pym, and he is also considered one of the top 10 genius in the Marvel comics. Mm-hmm. So Dr. Doom, Iron Man, if it's Tom Cruise, but I do prefer Robert Downey Jr. because I know he's a cocky man that like, hey, wait, I don't want nobody else to play me. I'll just play me. What you mean?
Yeah, it's like superior. Nah, I'll come back for that scene.
But Hank Pym is also my third idea. If you're gonna put like somebody that's human related and also smart as fuck, Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr. or Hank Pym.
I think they flip it up on you and it's a variant of Scott. That's smart as fuck.
Oh my god, dude! If it was Paul
Rudd,
Rudd,
stop. That would be insane.
That would be hilarious.
It would be so good. I'm not even going front.
Because I mean,
Strange just looking at him like.
There are versions of Scott that's pretty intelligent. He's not like Pym levels, but he's pretty smart.
I mean, in some reality, he is.
Yeah, because be crazy. I mean, they've been not avoiding using Hank Pym a lot in the MCU anyway, given the characters like package. So I don't see them saying like, yeah, man, this guy's part of the Illuminati or some junk. I just feel like they wouldn't do that now.
And plus, I fuck with Ray idea because within the movies, they have spoke about how smart Scott is, but not as smart as the other Avengers. You know, Scott went to college, knows about tech and everything. But imagine if we actually see him way smarter than he actually, is seen in the movies. That'd be a dope twist. So I'll be like, oh, Scott's the smart one here. That'd be dope.
Yeah, man. It'd be wild. But I think we should pull a bow on this. I think we could talk about this trailer and the possibilities and theories literally forever. We're coming up on 2 hours just on a 2-minute trailer, which just shows how fucking crazy.
I was like, I can't just keep talking.
Ray and I were like, we're gonna come in for the first half. Don't worry. 2 hours later.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 hours later.
Y'all got me up for about 35 minutes for real. You know.
And then after that, an hour more about Peacemaker.
Yeah, I won't be here for all of Peacemaker,
hey, boys,
unfortunately.
It was real good to talk with y'all again. I appreciate it.
Ray, I missed you.
Yeah, man.
Ray, we love it. We love it.
Thank you guys for having us back. It was a blast.
Hey,
of course.
as always, Chris.
I'll see you after the movie comes out.
So we can, because I would love to have this exact group together to review the movie. Like that would be amazing. Just talk about all our
pencil me in.
4-hour show, and that's a 4-hour show, guys. Get ready.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna need to keep it to like this 2-hour mark. This is very good. So
no, that ain't gonna happen.
All right,
but yeah, man. Chris, Ray, thank you guys so much for joining us. Yeah, now we're gonna get into our Peacemaker review. We'll see you guys.
Take it easy, guys. Have fun talking about Peacemaker.
Oh yeah.
Go watch.
Peacemaker.
All right. So yeah, now it's finally time to talk about the Peacemaker finale. This episode was definitely one of my favorites, but isn't like, top 2 or anything. Like it's a pretty good finale. Like there's finality in it. There's definitely levels of it where it's like I can't wait to see where each and every individual character goes. So I thought this was a pretty solid finale. So just like let's just go around and get just like general thoughts on the Peacemaker finale. Steve, I'll start with you.
For me, I enjoyed it. When you guys were saying last week, y'all were like, this one better be, I was like, I just don't see it topping episode 6. So I was like, okay, you got to be kind of in that ballpark range. So I was cool with it. It had some nice closure, had some funny moments. I did like the explanation, which we all kind of were like spot on. We have pretty much figured out the explanation for the butterflies in our reviews and things like that. Overall, I would give this episode probably like an 8. I thought it was pretty solid. I thought it was really good.
Vash?
I just want to say congrats to James Gunn Johnson and the crew of great, beautiful season 1. A lot of people kept saying, who asked for this? Nobody cared for it. And guess what? People spoke about it week to week, got it trending. A lot of people spoke about it. They had a Peacemaker watch party every single week. So it was a popular thing that James Gunn did. And also congratulations to the cast and crew. More jobs and more storytelling to tell because season 2 got announced. So congrats for them for that. So that it's a beautiful thing, and hopefully I could work for season 2 in Peacemaker whenever that's gonna get made. Because I need to just connect and be like, "Yo, James Gunn, what's up?
Yeah, right.
Do you need somebody in your team? I could work for you." And I could tell James, my guy here, my co-host and the host here, that, yo, so this wasn't happening in season 2. Right here, the information right there, pass it to you. But overall, I love Peacemaker.
Not you snitching on yourself.
It's gonna be months later. Nobody's gonna check from the producers are not gonna check this out here, or James Gunn. If he does, I'll be like, yo, don't worry, I'm not gonna tell James. Wink wink. But I really was impressed by the show. In all honestly, I was underwhelmed from the hype coming in, and I'm so happy that far exceeded my expectations of how well this show did. And the season finale did a great job, entertained. And what James said, it hit it on the nail. That it really makes me curious to see where all these characters' story is gonna go next. Because now it's like, how are they gonna connect back? Like, what is the next mission? Are they gonna have the next mission for what we're gonna talk about in the ending? Because Amanda's gonna be pissed as hell. Like, yeah, raggedy ass bitch, what the fuck y'all did? And exposed my whole organization now. Y'all gonna have problems. So I'm really curious to see how this is gonna go. And I'm happy one of my theories that I came to talk about that came true. Be like, yeah. So I had a good time with this show. I'm very happy about it. And HBO Max is doing a great job with this week-to-week thing because this is great.
Yeah. Abe, if you want to give your general thoughts on it, I know you're going to have to jump so you can do your own stream.
Honestly, last week I said that this has to be a top 3 episode. And for me personally, it can't be number 3, right? It did not hit for me like I thought it would, but it was still a great episode because also last week, remember I said I had to give a PSA and acknowledge that this show was a lot better than I thought. this show is still really, really good, and everybody should watch it because it was super enjoyable. But I really did appreciate how they wrapped things up and how they left some things open, especially the ending with golf. I love what they did with golf.
That's cute.
But also addition to the cameo too. Yeah, I got so
Bro.
hyped. I was like, oh, y'all really just did that. That's so dope. Y'all giving me some type of hope here. Some type of hope. Don't tease me like this, but it was a solid season finale.
Yeah, man. Like it was a really good season finale. But I think there's just some other episodes that were just way better, which is just a testament to how good the show is, you know. So did you want to just drop out now?
Yeah, let's stay for a little bit.
Cool. Good. All right, so let's get into it then. So the driving in the van, we get the music playing. If you really love me by Steel Panther, and if you actually like pay attention to the lyrics, this song is really fucking wild. When you really think about it, because like there's pretty much saying if you really love me, like just don't pay attention if I'm lazy, if I'm sleeping on the couch, if I stay up all night, call it. Oh, there's a lot of weird lyrics in this song. Just go listen to it or play the beginning of the episode and just turn on subtitles. The song is just really weird.
There was one about like I am the Antichrist or whatnot. That, and I'm not gonna hold you. That drum was slapping. I was like, ooh. I was like, yo, I need to get on. I made a mental note. I said, Abe, I looked over at my laptop. I said, you better go to Spotify. You're not going to do it now because you're feeling hella lazy while you vibing. But you should go look up that song because this shit was a bum. Like, okay.
Plus,
so, yeah, the music
quick
was
thing,
on some crazy shit.
I should know the dance to the intro opening of the show by next week. You will be seeing a C4S real TikTok video of Vash because knowing the whole team, they don't want to do it. And James said, hell no. So
yeah,
I'll be the only one that will be doing the song with my green screen and everything. Will I be doing a good job? Let's find out soon. So can't wait for that. I just want to let you guys know.
Yeah, we don't skip the Peacemaker intro, but yeah, I'm definitely not doing the dance with you on that one. But this is all playing over like this really like awkward moment with like Chris and Adebayo like sitting next to each other after the end of the last episode, and like
bro,
she's trying to apologize, and Chris just reverts back to just being a child, and he just starts making fart noises every time she starts talking. Like he's just so immature in some moments, which just shows like how much growth him as a character still needs to go on, right? So Abe, tossing it to you, like what did you think about that scene between Chris and Adebayo and her trying to apologize and Chris just like not having it in that moment?
Because it just everything reverted back to square one, rightfully so. You know, thanks to the Adebayo and Chris's relationship, Chris wouldn't have reacted that way if he still felt he could trust Adebayo because of the influence he laid on him. But when knowing that the person that you trusted the most on this team betrayed you like this, oh, nah, how can you not just revert back to what you are, you know, an immature, you know, childish person? I wasn't mad at him because you really did him dirty. You put him in a situation where, you know, me as a black man, I'm like, yeah, you killed that motherfucker, right? But you still put a man in a situation to confront and end up murdering his own father, even though it was in self-defense because his father was trying to kill him, but you helped facilitate that situation. So for you asking for understanding and whatnot, you must be out your goddamn mind. You gotta earn that shit. So
I'm glad that she tried, and I'm happy that he didn't accept it quick, because I would be like, bitch, what? Fuck you. Or like done something, or like me, or see Chris being as mad, or me being, or as Abe like to say, I'm just petty. I would have shot her leg or shot her arm or something to feel some type of pain. Like, yo, you hurt my feelings, so let me hurt your leg, you know, or, you know, let me hurt your arm so you feel some type of pain like I'm feeling right now. So I understand where she's coming from. I mean, where Chris was coming from. But at the same time, what Abe just mentioned, he did just kill his father, but we didn't see much mourning or much of him. Like, we saw him seeing the ghost of his father, but I'm curious to see if we're going to see more of that during season 2, or is that going to just be...
That's the whole reason of putting it into this episode. It's going to literally haunt him for the rest of his days, until he gets closure, which I hope would be in the season 2 finale or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I appreciated that beginning part just because it showed that it showed like he still is Peacemaker. You know what I'm saying? He's still Chris. Even though he just killed his father and, you know, things like that, he still was like doing the fart noises and stuff like that. So it showed that it stayed true to his character. That, you know what I'm saying, this is just who he is, kind of like a little childish and things like that. I appreciated that. I didn't have a problem with that at all. I actually liked it.
Yeah, so I really like that opening, and I love the conversation that Adebayo is trying to have with him too. It's just like, I'm constantly being judged by people who kill other people, right? So it's just like she makes a mistake, and these other people, she's surrounded by people who just murders other people, and it's like, yeah, I'm the one that's morally corrupt here. And it's like, no, we're actually like all in the same circle. We belong together at that point. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
It's like, yeah, we kill people, but we got a code, and you're not sticking to the code. So that's how.
What's more funny? It's just how vigilante respond is like saying that, like, yeah, you know, we kill people because they're bad. I was like, I guess that's his code, but it's just the way he says it is so childish that it sounds so funny. But he has a point, but he just sounds so childish saying this. I'm like, I guess vigilante, you do have a point to some extent.
Yeah, it's not as cold though. He killed like graffiti people, people that were doing graffiti and stuff like that. Like, he just kills people.
I'm like, dude, I mean, it's just graffiti. I know it's against the law, but bro, like,
hey, some people gotta express art in some type of way, and if you gotta do some violence with it, you know, art is art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Merc, you hit it right on the head. Like, White Dragon is going to be his dark passenger. He's going to be in his head. He's not going to be able to get rid of him, but the important thing will be him being able to deal with it, right? And then at some point he'll get closure, and then White Dragon won't be able to haunt him anymore, and that'll be a great day for Chris, right? Because he thought killing him and it would be over, like he would deal with that emotion of killing his own father, but eventually it would be over. But his father's constantly haunting him, so that's something that I'm really, really interested in for season 2 going forward. So let's move on to, we finally pull up to the farm, and Adebayo's on the phone with Amanda Waller, and she's telling them, yo, there are way more butterflies than we expected. Half the team's injured. Like, maybe you could call in the Justice League, maybe. And the thing is, because it's WB and they failed me so many times, I'm like, yeah, they can't capitalize on this shit. I'm not even gonna pay attention because they don't have the balls to capitalize on this. But it's James fucking Gunn, and this dude made it happen. So I really I thought that was really, really interesting that they dropped that bomb. And then John's like, can you believe that Adebayo's Amanda Waller's daughter? And Chris is like, yeah, because she just completely fucking stabbed him in the back. So it's like, what did you guys think about that?
Oh,
I love that scene.
It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, because Adebayo has become like her mother in similar ways, and realized, like, yo, this is who you are, without having the need to confront her at all. Like, she herself is being the mirror and being tainted, and, you know, she tried to do it her way, but she still followed orders, and then she was like, oh, this is real bad, I don't like this, and then boom. Man, look, the fact that they said that, I'm with you right there, JB. I was just like, okay, like, they're not gonna do anything about it. All right, cool. Like, they've been dropping names. I appreciate that. Cool. But when later what they did, I said, I gotta apologize to this episode a little bit.
Sick, man.
Yeah, like, I didn't expect that. Like, once they said it, I was like, oh, maybe that was a callback to, you know, we're inside the DCEU. Maybe that's just us telling the audience about it. But to actually see what happened at that, like, oh, we saw, well, like, you know, there's 4 of them, but with lighting and with cinematography, we only saw 2 of them. The other 2 were just, they're chilling. But to actually hear them, but to actually see them and hear them and make a joke about the fish and the rumors and Bear, the comedy, I'm like, yo, dude. James Gunn actually brought them. Like, they said, hey, can you call the agents? Can you bring them here? Like, I wonder if scheduling was not at fault, at fault, would they have gotten somebody else, like Shazam or anybody else, or what would have happened? So I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Oh, nope. That's the thumbnail.
Yeah, that scene, I thought that scene was pretty cool. Just a little conversation that they had, and when Peacemaker goes, yeah, I can, like he's like putting his head out there, just like, yeah, of course I can believe that she did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that she's her daughter and things like that. And I like the conversation where Hardcore kind of is like, yeah, mom, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when they're having that conversation about the briefing and everything like that, Roger mom and stuff like that. I thought that was funny. Them just having that little conversation, and the fact that you can tell like Adebayo has still been like kind of like her mom's, like in her mom's hand the entire time, because like she's telling them, she's telling everybody what she said, and she's like, well, mom said this and that, and it's kind of like you can tell she's still like a kid, and she looks up to her mom a lot in that conversation, even though she's obviously not a child. She's probably in her 30s or whatever, but the way that she has the conversation with her mom, it definitely feels like she's still a mama's girl type thing, and she answers to her and things like that. So I thought that conversation was really funny the way it went. With the way
it was really funny. And Nova, so I did hear about this. So James Gunn mentioned that Marvel Studios owed DC a favor. So Ezra actually filmed his they actually filmed that scene on the set of Guardians 3, which is fucking crazy.
Really?
Like,
I didn't hear that one.
That was wild, yeah. Like Marvel owed them a favor, and it's like, yeah, we're just gonna shoot this for you. So I thought that was absolutely crazy.
Interesting.
I didn't know about that. That's pretty dope. Huh.
Yeah, so I thought that was really, really dope. So moving on to where they're all going over the plan. Adebayo was talking to Chris, asking him what the helmets do. They're going over the underwater world helmet, scabies. So we haven't seen these two in season 1, so we know we're definitely going to see these in season 2. We're definitely going to get some scene that will require them to be underwater. That's gonna be fucking sick. Anti-gravity, and then the sonic boom headset, and they go out of their way to tell us that we can get 3 to maybe 4 booms out of the headset, so we know that that's something that's gonna happen later on in the 3rd act. And man, that scene was so fucking awesome. So Adebayo says activate anti-gravity, not even paying attention to it, and then it starts floating off. So that was really funny. And then we get the Green Arrow joke. I thought this was fucking hilarious. So Harcourt's like, all right, so how do we get the helmet to the other side? And Chris is like, well, we could get a string with the helmet, get it over to the other side, and we could kind of lower it down into the barn. And Vigilante's like Green Arrow, and he's like, no, not like Green Arrow.
When he said that, I was hoping to my core loving body a Stephen Amell cameo or something like that. I'm like, shit, are we about his Stephen Amell? Holy fuck. And then it happened. I was like, but just hearing Green Arrow and just hoping some type of like cameo to Stephen Amell, or maybe the old one back in Smallville. His name is Hartley something. I forgot his name off the top of my head. But like, imagine we saw those characters just in this finale. That would have been dope.
It would have been interesting for sure. Yeah, that would have been like just like a wild fucking like cameo. And then of course they talk about the human torpedo helmet. We know that's gonna be a prototype, and we knew that someone's gonna use it at some point in this fucking episode, and it was beyond hilarious that it didn't work with Adebayo. I thought that was so funny. Like, it's such a James Gunn thing to do. It's like, yeah, it's a prototype, but it's like, I feel like in other superhero movies it would have worked because it had to, but James Gunn's like, nah, it's a prototype, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like we need it to.
Yeah. I love that scene, like when they do activate,
like deactivate now, deactivate, and like that didn't happen. I was like, damn, that sucks.
But yeah, with the helmets though, like I didn't know which helmet they were going to use, honestly and truthfully. James, your screen went green on YouTube. Oh, you're muted too as well.
I think I just lost the stream. Hold on. Oh shit.
To be determined, guys.
Yeah, it went green. Like the whole screen just went green.
Yeah, I'm
mine's
here
green too.
reloading from my side. Still green.
Vash, what do you think I should do? Just end the stream and just start a new one?
Yeah.
I mean, because is there a way to like